Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review, episode number 77. Yep, this one I'm reviewing the 864th episode anime. Finally, the clash. The Emperor of the Sea versus the Straw Hats, and the 926-27 chapter of the manga, which has got two titles for some reason. Yeah, I'll discuss that in a minute. This episode is adapted from chapter 890, covering pages 4 through 18. So it pretty much finishes this whole chapter. Yep. This episode, like last week, has had sort of bookend stuff with Luffy versus Katakuri. Yeah, that's something quite interesting though. It's like the episode starts off with Luffy versus Katakuri continuing their fight, and the episode ends with their fight as well. At least it's being featured. Thank God. Yeah, as for the whole what's going on Luffy versus Katakuri, yeah, Luffy's trying the mantra stuff. He's trying but failing, and he has to basically remain calm. And just dodges more attacks. Doesn't do much of using his no. I think he launches like one attack, and I think he goes to balloon mode at least a couple times. And Katakuri forms like giant hands out of Muchi. Yes, he does this like twice. The second time, he covers it with Haki. I am not kidding about that. And it seems like, yeah, Luffy's probably going to lose, but we know Luffy doesn't anyways. As for the other stuff, it's just Big Mom versus the Straw Hat Pirates. Well, half of them anyways. It's just Nami, Chopper, Jinbei, and, well, not Sanji, because Sanji's not on board. It's basically just Luffy. So it's Nami, Chopper, Brook, and Jinbei. Yeah, of course, Big Mom is still thinking about the wedding cake. He goes on board. She actually lifts up part of the ship, which is actually, I think it's supposed to be the sitting room of the ship. It's like the kind of the back of the ship anyways. It's not one of the crew quarters, thank God. Of course, they're underneath that. And of course, then she attacks Jinbei because Jinbei points out about Pedro was possibly lying to her about the Straw Hats having the cake, and he blocks Big Mom's flaming sword with his arms. Well, here's something interesting. I don't remember if he actually does in the manga. It's been a while since I've read it. He covers his arms in Haki. I never knew he can use Haki at all, because I don't think anybody even knew. He just magically just has Haki, and of course everybody's shocked the fact that he can use not that he used Haki. Oh no, the fact that he blocked Big Mom's flaming sword. And eventually she knocks him off the ship, and she's like slicing up at the cabin where Carrot is. Yeah, Carrot's seen briefly, like still sleeping, and it's like, don't go in there. It's like we have our crew members in there. Carrot's still sleeping, and Carrot's resting, something like that. And he's like, tell me where the wedding cake is. He's like, And then eventually we have Jinbei just swims up. I think he's about halfway to the top, and then he does a shoulder thrust karate thing. He launches up. Of course, Big Mom's flaming hair also partially sets the sail on fire. He of course launches up out of the water he uses that to get himself out of the water. Of course, water pours onto the ship and puts it to the fire and pretty much knocks out, I think it's Prometheus out of her hair. Yeah, knocks Prometheus out of her hair, and her hair is she's like all wet, and she's not happy with that. Though she's not basically taking out on him, and of course he knocks her off the ship with a secret karate technique, punching her straight in the gut. Yes, knocks her off the ship. Zeus saves her, and of course Nami comes with the interesting plan trying to get Zeus on their side by having sword turn against Big Mom. First, by looking like he was going to strike her with his lightning after he kind of called her a temptress, and he ends up striking Brook. That was so funny. He's like, "Oh, I had no flesh. I'm using your lightning." Yeah, and then like, of course, the big plan is to get Zeus, and the way the way he does it is the most shocking way possible to get Big Mom on. Like, of course, he remembers that her skin is impenetrable thanks to Brook attacking her. This happened like a little bit earlier, and so he pretty much says, says to her his usual perverted self, says, "May I see your panties?" And Big Mom is like, "Huh?" And everybody's like having a shocked look on their face when Brooke asks Big Mom to see her panties. Of course, he doesn't bring up the fact that he is exactly like, oh, I think he's like 24 years older than she is, because he's 90 and she's like 66. Of course, he goes up, and of course, apparently it looked like it was a quick cut. It's like, I finished cutting you. It's like really quick, and he slices Zeus in half, and then Nami thinks out her little thunderballs things, and turns Zeus against Big Mom by having him shock Big Mom, and that's where the last scene it was like she's getting shocked. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's always nice to see the guy who can make a genie come out of his belt, General Smoothie. I think it was a couple others seen here just for quick cameos, and Pedro's just panicking over the fact that if Big Mom if his mother finds out he's lying to her, she's gonna kill him. Yeah. Overall, really fantastic episode. Can't wait for next week's episode. It's odd though that last week we have a brand new. We did not have a new episode last week. Yeah, we had one this week. Now for this particular book. For some reason, I'm not really sure why this is. Yeah, for some reason, there was kind of like two 927s released. Yeah, and they look like with different chapters. One is O Tokyo Kamuro, the other one's about Courtesan, and the cover story is pretty much the same thing. It just Garp getting into a fight with a bear. Yeah, that's what the cover story is. Him getting into a fight with a bear. Chapter starts off with Robin, Frankie, and Usopp reuniting with Sanji. And this is the first time they reunited. This is the first time they've actually seen him since the Dressrosa arc. Yeah, he's she's like, man, it's so good to taste. Like, I never thought of eating Sanji's cookie again. And of course he does this little taste amazing. Oh no, oh Robin Chan, as the geishas was more amazing. He's like so happy the fact that do that. Yeah. For some reason, Nami is nowhere to be seen in this chapter. Yeah, it's great to see Sanji, but Nami is absent for some reason. Yeah, Nami, Brooke, and Chopper are absent. I don't know why, but they are. Also, Luffy is nowhere to be seen. He's referenced a few times, but he's nowhere to be seen in this chapter. It's like everyone's like, and of course there's ruckus in the town. Like, here's something going on, and apparently it's members of the Castro family. Kaku, Kuna, Kine, and Suki. 3 big heavies for the Yakuza. And Robin mentions that she's kind of met their boss before. And yeah, the guy's a coward. So basically they're there for a protection racket. Yep. So it's like they tear the place up. It's like the shop's closed for days. It's like, Sanji's strong, he doesn't need protection. And is this gonna be and Frankie's like, is this gonna be a fight? And Sanji's like, you're gonna have to eat all of it, sir. And he's like, and the other guy's like, what? Are you asking for a beating? And it was like, run away, run away. It was like, run away like crazy. It's like the Castro family was on a rampage. And then of course, Sanji beats the living crap out of the guy for ruining his restaurant. It's like, Big Bird, oh. He kicks him out of the restaurant. Lands on his head. He got beaten to a pulp. Yeah, and then I think his subordinate just disappear. Yeah, don't know what happened to them. It's like they just disappeared, never see. And then we see this cute little girl named Toka, and I think it's a little boy. It's actually a girl. Yeah, so she eats the saba. It was delicious, and of course she has to go because she's a celebrity. She's basically a singer. She has to perform on a stage. It's like eventually she's a courtesan. Courtesans normally are prostitutes. From what I know, when I looked up what I could think of what they are, because the only time I heard the term courtesan was actually in the show Katama. Typically, they're basically prostitutes. That's what they are. So, yeah, and apparently in the country of Wano, a courtesan is a celebrity for some reason. Yeah, she mentions about other courtesans, like him listening right away. Yeah, and they say today's target today is the Shogun's bouquet at Ursa's castle, and the woman who's with him who's kind of like, yeah, Nami's with the female ninja. This is just like coercion. It's like, you want to meet the Shogun, don't you? It's like, yes, I'm looking forward to it. It's like, and of course everyone's like cheering for the little girl, and of course other people getting beaten up on the street. And then we see, I think this is supposed to be the Shogun, because they're in the flower capital. Yeah, I can tell by looking at him. He's like, because he's bound. Because I don't think this is caught. This is not the captain of the Beast Pirates. No, this is the Shogun. And for some reason, he's got a weird looking. He's got like, I'm looking at him. He's got long sideburns. He's got kind of like. It looks like it's the same hairstyle that the main character from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Part 4 Diamonds Unbreakable has. The long 70s style afro. Yeah, I have no idea why he has this for. And the chapter ends with saying the courtesan's on their way. He's like, I see. Today make you mine. Yeah, a particular courtesan. And then it says that next week that the book will be on break. Next week. Yeah, on break. Probably gonna be a week again. Like usual, it's gonna be like 1 week. It's gonna break next week. It resume in a new year, double issue 4-5, issues 4 through 5. Yeah, and I'm looking at the next chapter, which is simply put the same exact chapter, and I look at it, and it just aside from the title change, which is the Courtesan Kamuro. Yeah, aside from the title change, there's really nothing different about this chapter at all. I think they may change a couple words here and there, but mostly, yeah, they pretty much. It's just really bizarre the fact that, well, it's the same exact chapter over again. I have no idea why in the world the fact that this had to happen. Yeah, nothing was cut out aside from the title change and maybe a couple words here and there. Yeah, I don't know why they did this for. It's just really bizarre. This was a okay chapter. It does progress the story a little bit forward. I mean, it's great to see Sanji beating up some yakuza. That was great. But it just feels like, though, this just feels like just another. It definitely does feel like definitely another part of Wano. It's not filler per se. It's more like I don't know, how should I put this? It's more like just something just to. It's more like set up for more stuff later. That's what it seems like. And Sanji apparently opened up his own soba shop for some reason. Yeah, this apparently happened off panel, and yeah, I'm gonna give this chapter roughly an 8.5 out of 10. It's a bit of a step down from last week's chapter, where you had the return of Petra, and like the full return of Blackbeard, and of the one of the former 7 warlords to see the one who was the main villain of Thriller Bark, and he was also in Marineford. I'm trying to remember his name. Gecko Moria. Yeah, the big, huge guy, the one who's like the same height as. I'm trying to think what was his name. The guy who was also known as a tyrant, who's still one of the 7 warlords, despite the fact this guy is a freaking robot. Yeah, the guy who's kind of like the Terminator. Yeah. Also, I gotta point this out though. For some reason, at the end of the episode, they're using sound effects from Star Wars. Yeah, I have no idea why in the world that this show used sound effects from Star Wars for when they had at the end of the anime episode, he had Katakuri just using his 9 arm thing to attack Luffy, and it sounds like the sounds that TIE fighters would make in Star Wars. I have no idea why. It's not the only anime I've seen where they use sound effects from Star Wars. They've also done this in Yu Hakusho. Yeah, most famously with Kuwabara whenever he brings out his sword. It's the same sound effect that he uses as a lightsaber. I'm not sure why. Apparently, Japan likes using sound effects from Star Wars. Now, I know that none of these sound effects are copyrighted. It's just that when I hear these sound effects, I think of Star Wars. That is just me, because I've seen the Star Wars film. That's just how I feel about it. But yeah, so that's really it for this particular review. Stay tuned for my reviews of Boruto. That's definitely going to be done today. The newest episode for, well, I'm hoping to do after the Boruto to read the entirety of the 25th book of High School DxD, and maybe Dragon Ball Super if the episode gets released today from the site I use. I hope the God it does. But yeah, so until I see you in the next review, bye.